No.
I'm looking for this,
Well-
for something to run
And make sure you
into
muted on
each other.
the-
The cars
You
and
mute?
the buses,
Thank
I
you.
said, I think she was there.
trucks come in there.
So I need to open it up again.
What are we going to do?
No, no.
What are you going to do? Tell us.
I made you a host. Okay.
Who gave these people permission to open the car wash there?
All right, so,
Minus the president.
all right. So car washes, I should clarify, mobile car washes are not illegal in the city of New York. They were, if I recall the legislation, it would pass, I want to say 2018, 2019. Personally, I would say that I agree with you that I think that they're pretty bad. I know you're complaining about Gunther and the corner of Gun Hill Road. We will certainly make a complaint. But if they have a permit to clean car washes, then, to clean cars, then it is perfectly legal. I've asked our local council members, Kevin Riley and Eric Finowitz, some of their representatives may be here, to do away with that legislation because I think it's terrible. If you go down Webster Avenue between 233rd Street and Gun Hill Road, you will see no less than 23 different illegal car washes. You'll see them all over 233rd Street. I think they're terrible. I think they do harm to brick and mortar businesses that are in the car wash businesses that are paying rent and paying taxes in the city of New York. And unfortunately, the Department of Work and Consumer Protection, which is charged with enforcement, is very lackadaisical in their enforcement of these things because they go out only with the NYPD, and the NYPD's response to these illegal car washes or car washes is lackadaisical. So I understand your frustration, but this is a legislative issue. We need action from the people who write the legislation to do away with that. It's as simple as that.
So this is our answer to our problem there.
No, I will make a complaint. But like I said, if they do an inspection and the person who's operating this mobile car wash has the permit, not just from DEP to open the tap and get the hydrant water, but also has a license from the Department of Work and Consumer Protection, then yes, it is permissible. I have a whole different argument about your private residential street. You have driveways in your street. I don't think that these mobile car washes should be in residential areas because the water from these things pond in your driveways, and you could theoretically get a fine from DEP or from DOT for ponding. So again, it's just a little, the legislation was bad legislation. It's terrible. But again, I'm just one person. I think our elected officials need to hear from constituents like yourself and say that this is terrible, because nobody wants that. I don't want it. And
I can't even come out of my driveway.
listen, like I said, the city is doing many things. I'm not going to get up on my soapbox here that are nonsensical. There are these mobile car washes on the corner of Baychester, right where Grenada Place is. This community board voted back in 2017 for safety improvement corridor to Baychester Avenue. It's basically one lane in either direction, right where the schools are. And yet, to your point, you have cars queuing up, taking up space in the driving or the traffic lane, impeding traffic flow. And again, it's nonsensical to me. These mobile car washes are terrible. And all the arguments that the elected officials used to pass this legislation back when they did just doesn't make any sort of sense. But again, the community board doesn't write legislation. We're not a legislative body. We're not an enforcement. I don't have the NYPD. I don't have a summons book. I don't have a sanitation a truck or a mechanical broom, we work with the agencies. So you're registering the complaint. We will send it to the proper agencies, like I said, Department of Work and Consumer Protection and the NYPD. But if they go and they inspect this person and they find out that he has the permits or they have the proper permits, then there really isn't anything that I can do about that or that they can do about that.
All right, can I ask you a question? So on Gunter,
Speaking to the mic.
I'm sorry,
It's all right.
on Gunter, it's a residential block. So 2015 Gunter, where they're using as the entrance to this car wash, are they allowed to do that if it's a residential?
From my understanding of the legislation, there's no prohibition on where they can locate. So they can be anywhere in the city of New York.
Okay, thank you.
Before you leave, I got the impression that you're not happy with what was just said to a certain extent. Have you checked the paperwork regarding these individuals yourselves as a group?
They don't have anything posted. They don't have no phone number, no nothing, just to sign.
Okay. I saw that election day because I was running back and forth with Michelangelo. So I did see it and I question the legitimacy of it. And I think if you go that route, you're going to find out that they don't have what is. So, you know, it remains to be seen. I just was wondering if you had done that already. But if you haven't,
Frank is speaking.
forward or participated. Okay.
Yeah, it froze on there.
So it's an open case right now, and we're just looking for the.
Okay. All right.
It is.
But also what was just said is a key note. If the water is affecting your ebb and flow for your houses, that may be another avenue that you can investigate to eradicate them. So just keep that in mind.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Paulette Bailey, Paulette Agwood. Okay. Lydia Small.
Just done.
Okay. How about Denise? Okay. Do you, you want to talk?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I represent the 3200 Mickle Avenue Block Association. And we have been, we have an area on the block that has a wall and it has a fence, and that area belongs to the MTA. We've been experiencing a lot of dumping, illegal dumping in this particular area for a number of years. We have recently gotten permission to have a community garden. So we are now, working on this community garden, which is really great. It's very exciting that we've been able to get permission to do this. But we have a fence, there that has a huge hole. And this area actually belongs to the MTA. So this is not safe for the residents on the block. We have a lot of children that are on our block. And this fence, which belongs to the MTA, has a huge hole. We have actually cleaned up this area. We did a lot of cleanup in this area. There was a lot of debris and garbage. We got all of that cleaned up. But now that we've gotten that area cleaned up, this area is exposed. The fence is there. You could see the hole, and anyone can go through that hole. So right by the hole, that's where the tracks lead to the tracks. So we need some pressure to come from the city council to the MTA to try to address this issue. Because it's very dangerous, and as we're in the process of beautifying the area, that area needs to be sealed off.
Alfredo's walking over She's there? Cynthia, come here, please. You deserve all the credit, so please, this is in regards to the fence at Mickle Avenue. I was gonna read the email, but you can tell her the response.
Oh,
Okay, well, no, speak in the mic, Cynthia, please.
Speak in the mic. We're doing speak in the mic. Okay, so hi, honey. I've actually been talking to your neighbor Valerie. There is a work order for it. It's about it getting ordered and delivered, but we've been working honestly very collaboratively with Valerie on trying to get this done. There's a couple of moving pieces on that. We're totally supportive of your efforts, and I know that the community board has been as well.
okay. So when is this gonna happen? When is the
They have
process
not
gonna
given us an
happen?
estimate.
So when does this usually, I mean, in terms of the process, you know?
I wish I had a better answer on that. And actually, the MTA is not city jurisdiction. So most of what they tell us is courtesy, but we have a great working relationship with them. So literally anytime they tell me an update, I'm telling whoever corresponds, and I'd love to get your number as well, because I could share the word.
The only thing that we're really concerned about is the fact that the area is really exposed now.
Oh, no, I totally get it. I went by
Yeah,
myself.
guys, speak on the mic, but if you can also please have the conversation
Okay.
aside. But the fence is being addressed, and it's
Okay.
a credit to Cynthia, who followed up with the MTA.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Is Desiree Campbell here? You can sit up here with us. Thank you.
That's Monday from Easy Life Restaurant.
Good evening. Yeah, my name is Osande Olayi. I'm the owner and representative of Easy Life Restaurant. I'm here to plead for a waiver for my 30 days renewal liquor license. I couldn't attend the last meeting because I wasn't feeling very well due to personal health issues.
Yeah, we can't hear.
Okay, I'll start again. Good evening. My name is Olayi Osande. I'm the owner of Easy Life Restaurant and Lounge located on 1300 East to 22nd Street. I'm here to plead with this board to please give me a waiver for the 30-day notice for the renewal of my liquor license. I was unable to attend the last meeting because I wasn't feeling too well. Easy Life has been in this location for almost 5 years now, doing business in the community and serving the community. We've not had any issue with the board, so please, if you guys can, please give me this waiver. Thank you.
Fredo. Yeah, come to the committee. That's a committee issue.
I'm sorry, the chair of that committee, Economic and Business Development, she's not here today. And so we will get back to you. You can email us.
Okay, because the kind of matter of urgency, my license expires in a few days. At least if I can just get a waiver for now, yeah.
No, so, I mean, we had the meeting a couple of days ago, right? So you were supposed to be here. So I get people get sick and we understand that. But if you're saying your license is gonna expire in the next couple of days, then you knew about this prior to you
Correct.
having to come. So for now, you come here to ask us to do something that we would normally not do. That's a little situation. So we have to speak to our chair. She's not here. You know, she's not feeling well. I'll reach out to her as the vice chair of that committee. I'll reach out to her to see what she's willing to do. When you say your license expires?
On the 30th of June.
That's
Yeah.
that's like.
So because the thing is,
Yeah,
I've been serious. I wasn't feeling well serious.
No.
So I couldn't.
I
really
get that. My thing
attend.
is that, see, now you're saying on the 30th, so this has to happen between today and tomorrow. You see what I mean? And
I understand.
there's other situations that are before you, you know what I mean? So you're asking us to stop what we're doing with other people that came before you, you know, to, you know, compliment you. And you gotta be mindful this next time when your license expires, you have to be on top of it, all right?
Correct. I'm deeply so. It's not the first time I'm renewing it. This is my third time. I know the process, but I couldn't just meet up with the demand.
All right, I got you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Ovan Morris.
Can you hear me? Okay. Yeah, my name's Ovan Morrison, and I've lived in the community for more than 20 years. And over the years, I've noticed that not many people in the community know about investing or the stock market. and believing this to be important information for us to have, I started investing in the market myself. I studied and passed all 3 levels of the Chartered Financial Analyst exams. And I also, wrote a book about investing. And each week I write about investing on my website, myinvestmentdreams.com. And the reason I'm here this evening is because I want to invite the community members to a weekly meeting that I'm having where we're gonna study investing in the stock market. And in the first few meetings, we're gonna do an overview of the stock market. We're gonna learn how to research companies. We're gonna study company financial statements, learn how to value companies, listen to company conference calls, and also study great investors to see the great and horrible investments they've made over time so that we can better recognize what a good and bad investment looks like. The first meeting will be on Saturday, July 13th from 11 to 1 p.m. on Zoom. And we're going to be meeting each week. Oh, you were going to say something, brother? Okay. And we're going to be meeting each week from 11 to 1 to study companies in the stock market, specifically tech companies. The first meeting is completely free. After that, there's a $49 per month membership fee. And you can sign up if you're interested on my website, myinvestmentdreams.com, or if you have any questions at all, you can give me a call at 646-685-1370. Again, that's 646-685-1370. And, I feel the reason I'm putting these meetings together is because I know that there's power in conversation. And I know if we're coming together each week to discuss technology, stock, business, it's going to accelerate our understanding of these things and make it where we're able to benefit and capitalize off of these things dramatically. So, thank you for giving me the time to speak. And if you have any questions, reach out to me.
Do you have an address that you're going to?
Oh, we're going to be doing these on Zoom.
Zoom?
Yeah, these are going to be on Zoom.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's not going to be physical, it'll be on Zoom. You can meet with people. Any other questions? Yes, go ahead. Yeah, ov@myinvestmentdreams.com. OV as in Victor @myinvestmentdreams.com. And if you want to also, you could check out my website, myinvestmentdreams.com, see the writings I do each week, get an understanding how I view investing. Oh, you were going to say something, miss?
This is $49 a month for membership, you said?
Yeah, so the first meeting is free that person attends, and after that, it'll be $49 per month membership, but we're meeting each week for 2 hours. 646-685-1370. Again, 646-685-1370.
So this is only on Zoom?
Yeah, it's only on Zoom. Okay, any other questions? Okay, thank you.
Barbara Rodney.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Barbara Rodney. I am. All Trump has to do. Can you hear me? I am a CPA and a Chief Financial Officer. Now, I have been in the community for 21 years on 220th Street. And right now, it's infested with drug dealers. It's infested with druggies who are sitting beneath each cars and doing the drugs. And there are children on the block. On the police, they don't show up. There are drug dealers fighting in front of my house, fighting each other. My husband called the police, they don't show up. So I'm asking for an intervention here. I'm tired of chasing these people with my baseball bat. I don't want to hurt anyone. That's not me. This is the police job. I am tired of calling 911. These guys, they come, they have the abandoned cars, and at 7 o'clock, they open the hood of the car and they start selling the drugs. I'm watching from my job, taking their pictures, selling the drugs out of the car. I raise hell and they move the car from in front of my house. Up the block, they have 2 more cars. Come on, when is the police gonna intervene? They beat up one of our neighbors last week, Saturday night. So the druggies, 5 of them, beat up this one of my neighbors. Come on, this is ridiculous. When is the police gonna intervene? When are we gonna get some help?
Excuse me, what street is this again?
Excuse me?
What street is this?
220th Street between Bronxwood and Barnes Avenue.
I was just about to ask you where on 220th, because I live on Barnes between 219th and 220th.
220th.
And I live on Barnes between 219th and 220th. So I feel your pain because the same thing goes on with me.
Okay.
They're stealing packages left and right.
Don't even speak of that.
Right.
God.
So
You know,
I
I have
understand.
10
and
cameras.
we call and nothing happens either.
So can the community board intervene? This lady here lives beside me. She's using water on these druggies. You know, what are we supposed to do?
So I'll, offline, I'll come up to you and I'm also gonna go, so I get your emails addresses. And I don't know if you're familiar with the NCO program that the 4-7 precinct has. They have neighborhood coordination officers that you can speak to directly, email those pictures that you took, send it to them, help them build a case. I would also suggest, although it's we're entering our hiatus period, the precinct council is not going to meet in the months of July and August, but you should avail yourself to those meetings. The NCO officers have quarterly meetings also, which are separate and apart from the precinct council meetings. But any attention you can bring to continuously speak about these issues, you should take advantage of that. So I will get you your NCO officer information, and I'll email it to you, and I'll do the same thing for the folks on Gunther Avenue. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Do we have anyone online for the public gallery session? Okay, so with that, we're going to close our public gallery session and we're going to move on to the next part of the agenda. Judith Desiree is not here, so we're going to move on to the elected officials representative report. Cynthia, are you here? Okay, so we're going to move on. Anyone else here in person? Elected officials representatives? Any elected officials representative? I see Assemblyman Dinowitz. Member Dinowitz, you're on mute. You have to unmute yourself.
I think I'm unmuted now.
Yes.
Okay, well, hello, everybody. It's good to be here, and I mean here. I guess this is the last meeting of the season, so I just wanted to mention a few things, both in Albany and then in the district, and I'll be brief. So at the end of the legislative session, we accomplished a lot. At the Assembly, as you know, was led by Speaker Carl Hastie, and I thought he was terrific in getting a lot of stuff done at the end, but I'll just mention a few things. One is we passed on the very last night of the legislative session. We debated it for 2.5 hours in the middle of the night. My legislation, which is called the Climate Change Superfund Act, which, if the governor signs it, will eventually raise $3 billion a year not a penny from the taxpayers, because it's money that would come from the big oil companies that are causing most of the climate damage. It's probably the most significant environmental legislation that we have passed in a very long time. So I hope that once the governor signs it, and once it gets past any legal challenges, it'll start helping impact communities, including communities in the Bronx, because the money that's going to come from it is going to disproportionately help areas like the Bronx. At least 35% of the funding will be for communities that are in greater need, and that includes most of the Bronx. We passed legislation, and I don't know how much you're going to love it, but I hope you do, to allow the city council to quadruple the number of red light cameras in the city. And we do this because we get constant complaints from constituents, people running red lights, people speeding down our streets. It's really, really important that we try to make the streets safer. And if we increase the number of cameras, hopefully that'll convince a lot of drivers to drive a little bit more safely, as has been the case in the intersections where there are currently red light cameras in the city. Right now, there are 150 throughout the city, which is really a tiny amount. This would increase it to 600. And as I said, I don't get complaints from people saying they don't want red light cameras. I get complaints from people saying they want safer streets, particularly for pedestrians. So that was also my legislation, and I look forward to the governor signing it. And then the last thing I'll mention about Albany is, as you know, the governor, she says, paused congestion pricing, which was actually supposed to start on Monday. Whether you like congestion pricing or whether you dislike congestion pricing, one thing is certain, that this will deny the MTA the ability to do a lot of the projects we're hoping to do, including elevators at more subway stations, the 2nd Avenue subway, continuing it up through into Harlem, and just a number of other projects, increased bus service, for example. So I think one of the jobs we have as the legislature is to find a way to replace the funding that would have come in through congestion pricing. And that's something which I hope we can get done very, very soon. And I'll just finish by saying one of my favorite things during the course of the year is attending school graduations in my district. And I attended a whole bunch of them in the past week or so, including PS 16 on Carpenter Avenue, PS 19 in the Woodlawn section, and a number of others. And, you know, with all the problems and things that go on, there's nothing greater than, you know, seeing kids succeed and move on to the next phase of their career. So those are joyous occasions. And some of you may have kids or grandkids that graduated this month. Congratulations to all of you. I'll stop there because I'm sure you have a lot of other business to do, but I just want to wish everybody a healthy and safe summer. And I don't know if you want me to take questions.
I do have a question for you, Assemblyman.
Sure.
The climate change bill that you were referencing, what does that cover? Like, does that cover infrastructure issues, stormwater issues that's happening in this district? Can you describe what it would cover?
Yes. So the funding, the $3 billion a year, which, as I said, will be paid for by the fossil fuel companies, the oil companies, it would cover damage that's already been done. So what that means is maybe it can, some money can be applied to issues relating to sewers, water mains, stuff like that. It could even be for things like air conditioning in schools, but things that are necessary because of past actions of these oil companies. So this particular bill is not something that's looking to the future in terms of limiting fossil fuel emissions. We already passed various other laws to address that. This is to have them basically pay the damage they cause. And what I said throughout my campaign to try to get this done, which we finally succeeded in, is that I think our mothers all told us the same thing. If you make a mess, you got to clean it up. And so this is to clean up some of the mess. So the answer to your specific question is yes, it could go towards stuff like that, but it would set up I'll call it a council from various state agencies led by the Department of Environmental Conservation, and they would have to determine the specific priorities and determine how the funding is going to be spent. But it's not going to be spent on a lot of pork or political stuff. It's going to really be spent to try to fix the mess that's already been made.
Thank you. We definitely were going to be following up on that. I will have our Chair of Environmental Concerns, Carla Basati, follow up on that. Thank you. Any other questions? Thank you so much for being here.
Okay, thank you very much. Have a good summer.
You too. Okay, we're going to move on to Cynthia.
Hi, and sorry about that. So good evening, everyone. My name is Cynthia, and I'm the Director of Constituent Services and Legislative Coordinator at Councilmember Kevin Riley's office. Just to go over the usual, our offices are at 940 East Gun Hill Road and 135 Einstein Loop, Room 44 in Section 5 of Co-op City. Phone number is 718-684-5509, and email is district12, that's district12, @council.nyc.gov. So I wanted to start off with a legislative update. I'm happy to report that Introduction 642-2024 to rename Williamsbridge Square to Marcus Garvey Square has been enacted by the City Council and has been issued to the mayor to request his sign off. This bill will match the name of the park to the street that was already co-named almost 16 years ago. This effort was spearheaded by the Jamaica Progressive League and, of course, Miss Sadie Campbell. So we love a legislative win. We love a legislative win. And in terms of our community events, it's a couple different things. So we're going to be working with the local homeownership center, the Bronx Neighborhood Housing Services, for their annual housing fair. For anyone interested in resources for homeowners or want to maybe become a homeowner one day, you can visit the fair Saturday, July 13th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Bronx NHS office at 1451 East Gun Hill Road. I also want to share that we're going to have another round of rain barrels. So if you missed it, you forgot it, whatever it may be, you just suddenly decided you want one because you saw your neighbor had one. We're going to be participating in Speaker Hasty's Rain Barrel giveaway at the Northeast Bronx YMCA on Saturday, August 17th. You can visit www.bit.ly/HastyBarrel24. H and B are both capitalized, or give their office call to secure a barrel. And we're also going to be partnering with ICNA Relief for food distributions on the third Saturday of the month at Eastchester Gardens and fourth Saturday of the month at Boston Secor. Just to be able to distribute food to families, first come, first serve. Both of these events run 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. while supplies last and run through November. And then our community conversations are going to be taking a break for the summer, much like the community board. We're happy to resume them in the fall. But in the meantime, we actually want to be able to supplement it with like community check-ins, just be able to have short conversations with one another, stay in touch. So please do reach out if you'd like to be added to that list. And we will be closed for the July 4th holiday. Any questions, comments, concerns, anything?
No.
Cool.
Thank you, Cynthia. We appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you for everything. Okay, any other elected official representatives that are online, please raise your hands if you are interested in sharing.
Alina Dow from the mayor's office is here.
Alina, go ahead.
Hi, how is everyone this evening? I do apologize I can't be there today, but I did just want to join and make sure you guys are all aware. I know the mayor has shared with everyone his city of yes. I'm hoping that everyone had the opportunity to look over it and come to make a decision. And also to please, I did share with the district manager the link for anyone to join the commission, the Charter Revision Commission. They're hosting a whole bunch of different information sessions throughout, and you can just use a link to log on. So if you need, I can also share that information. The mayor is going to be having some events throughout the summer, and he wants everyone to join. One in particular is in August, because you guys are going to be on summer sabbatical. They're going to be having the summer stages in Orchard Beach. There's going to be 2 different days. I know one is going to be I think it's going to be like hip hop and reggae, and then the second day is going to be Latin. So please make sure I am not going on summers. I'm not leaving for the summer, so you guys can reach out to me. My number is 914-446-8393, and my email is adowe, that's ADOWE @cityhall.nyc.gov. Please, I ask that you continue to report any complaints to 311. And then obviously, if you haven't gotten any response, to please forward me the 311 complaint, and then I'll follow up with you. I did take down the information. I'm not sure if the two people that were there, sharing their concerns. I did put down the information about Gunther Avenue, as well as I connect with MTA as a courtesy, so they can contact me as well regarding it. And obviously, we're aware there's going to be so much more stuff happening. So please stay in touch. And you guys have a wonderful summer. Thank you, guys. I don't know if anyone has any questions.
No, we don't. Do you, Mr. Hall?
Okay.
We do have one.
Oh, okay.
I know that you're inviting a lot of the TA presidents down to Gracie Mansion.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, do you know the date? Did they change the date? Is it the 30th or did they move it up to the 23rd?
Can you call me? Because I don't have the date with me. I know that they have changed some dates around based on the mayor's schedule. But if you give me a call or email me, I'll be able to get that information to you.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Anyone else?
No, thank you, Alina.
All right, great.
Thank you so much. Have a great one.
Okay, you
See
too.
you around.
Bye.
There's a representative from Councilmember Dinowitz's office here.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. Sorry I'm a little late. I had to rush over here from across town, but I wanted to just quickly give some updates because I know we're winding down before we break for the summer. So really quickly, I know that I was at Wakefield Taxpayers last week and some things were brought to our attention that we want to work on. So I was notified that PS 68 doesn't have all the air conditioners it needs for the students. So I'm going to be talking to my legislative and budget director about how we can assist with that and work with Councilmember Riley's office on it. And then next thing is going to be that we donated some gift cards for the June 1st symposium event that I think some people here went to. And that was able to provide some raffle donations, which is great. Next is that we attended Councilmember Riley's event yesterday for the Fatherhood Appreciation event, and I was able to get Chick-fil-A to donate some meals. And we also have Ballroom Basics dance, and they teach ballroom to children, which was a great thing for the event for fathers that were able to attend from the community. And we also have addressed some of the concerns regarding trees that were brought up the last time I was here. So we were able to get Parks to rank it an 80 out of 100. So still not good, but Parks is aware of it, and the tree has been waitlisted for its service, which is a good thing. And then piggybacking off of that, as far as policy and legislation goes, so the council member is going to be signing on to Councilmember Williams's Intro 800 2024, which aims at improving the safety and efficiency of tree maintenance in the city. It proposes that the Department of Parks and Recreation develop and implement specific criteria for prioritizing low-risk tree maintenance. The criteria will focus on the likelihood of potential harm to persons or property, whether a fallen tree or limb is still capable of causing harm, and the proximity of damaged tree or limbs to nearby buildings. So for a lot of people that are homeowners, this is something that everybody's been wondering about as far as trees, sidewalks, those kinds of things. So there's things that we're working on in the office. And last but not least, if you have any concerns or you want to reach out to us at the office, you can feel free to visit. The address is 277 West 231 Street between Kingsbridge and Corlear. The office telephone is 718-549-7300. You can also email us at dinowitz@council.nyc.gov. You can also reach me directly, F like Frank, LATCHMAN like Nancy @council.nyc.gov. And that's it for my updates. I wanted to keep it brief. Any questions? No?
Thank you. Ronell?
Hi, this is Renell from State Senator Jamal T. Bailey's office. Our office is located at East 233rd Street between Gunther and Edenwald near the Carvel Ice Cream. So today we had our community job fair at Co-op City. We had a huge turnout. We are definitely trying to help individuals look for a job. We had that today. Next month we have our annual summer barbecue. If anyone is interested, when we finalize our flyer, I will forward it to Mr. Torres, and hopefully he can share it to everyone once we have that finalized. Thank you. Thank you, George.
Thank you. Next we have Rachel from Rep. Torres's office. I think I'm saying,
Hi,
am
good
I saying your
evening.
name correctly?
Rochelle. Hi, good evening. My name is Rochelle. I'm one of the constituent services liaisons for Congressman Richie Torres in District 15. Some of the main announcements that I have that Mr. Torres has been working on. One of them was from last month, May 29th. Rep. Torres and Adriano Espaillat, they announced $156 million in federal funding to ensure ADA accessibility at 5 NYC transit systems. Another announcement from this month, which was earlier on June 19th, Rep. Torres urged the federal housing finance agencies to rethink plans to repurchase mortgages, risking future wealth caps. So those are the main ones that I wanted to share with everyone. And as always, the assistance that we offer is with federal agencies, including USCIS, immigration cases, IRS, any federal veteran affairs. If anyone has any issues, they're welcome to, I'm going to attach my email. You guys are welcome to email me or contact our office at 718-503-9610. Thank you, and I hope everyone has a great summer.
Hi, we do have a comment for you. Are you still there?
Yes, I'm still here.
We're still waiting to have a conversation with Representative Torres about infrastructure and issues affecting our district.
Mhm. Okay, well, I currently don't have a direct response for you, but I'll definitely make sure to forward that message tomorrow to our district director.
Yes, we've been trying to have that conversation for a while, and we've mentioned it through a variety of representatives. So we're waiting to hear back when that can happen.
Okay, no problem. I'll make sure to let the office know. Thank you for bringing it up.
Thank you. Okay, any other representatives? Okay, so that concludes our section of the agenda where representatives are invited to speak. Next up, I am very proud to say that we have surpassed quorum. We are at 26 board members here representing. It is beautiful to see that. I don't really have much to say. I'll share a little bit more during my executive committee updates, but I will now pass on the mic to George Torres. Our district manager's report.
I don't have a report this evening. I want to get home to either watch the fireworks or the debate. So have a great summer. See you. We'll be here, Ursula and I. So have a great summer. Bye.
Okay, now we're going to pass it on. We're going to go to the approval of board minutes for April 25th, 24, and for May 23rd, 2024. Can I get a motion?
Second. It all.
Second.
Call first, Denise, to accept the minutes. Great. Okay, did you catch that, Michelle? And Denise Echevarria. Thank you. Moving on to committee reports. We're going to go with land use. I'm going to give the floor to the Vice Chair, Robert Links.
Hi, my name is Robert Link. I'm the Vice Chair of the Land Use Committee. I'm happy to report that the Land Use Committee has been working hard evaluating. You can hear me loud enough? So I'm happy to report the Land Use Committee has been working hard for the last 2 months. We met on 2 separate occasions. Initially in May, we had a 2-hour session with City Planning and a Q&A session reviewing their proposal for City of Yes. We internally reviewed all the materials online. We gathered questions, as we kind of talked about last month, and sent those questions over to City Planning. They responded to those questions, and we had a public hearing on June 6th. After the public hearing, the Land Use Committee voted 7-1 to reject City of Yes. And there are a few reasons why. I think the committee broadly thought, and I don't want to talk for everybody in the committee. I'll speak for myself. The committee voted 7-1 against. I think there is a general agreement that we need affordable housing in New York City and in CB12 in particular. However, when you look at the proposals, is this proposal going to result in affordable housing, or is the proposal going to be a giveaway for investors and developers to do what they please and change the character of the community? After reviewing all the proposals, I tend to think it would result in the latter. And here's why. Number one of the most significant proposals is what they call transit-oriented development. And what that means is basically the entirety of CB12. If you have a double lot on any street that is more than 75 feet wide, that double lot, even if it's a row of single-family houses, that can be transformed into a 5-story apartment building. Okay, so that's Nayrid, 241, White Plains Road, Laconia, Boston, Yates, Eastchester, 225, 222, 229, Barnes, Baychester, Bronxwood, Needham, Given. That's just some of them. Okay, and any lot, basically any double lot, anything that's 5,000 square feet. Initially, city planning told us that it was only at the end of the block, but we reviewed, in particular, the black and white text, and it very clearly says that any single-family house on a 5,000 square foot lot can be transformed into an apartment building, a 5-story apartment building. And back to my initial point, of those apartments, they will all be market rate rent. There will be no subsidies, no rent control, no rent stabilization, nothing of this sort. Now, their argument is, okay, supply and demand. But what that generally means is more new people will come in to take advantage of those apartments and those housing opportunities, and the people of CB12 will be left behind. In addition to that, there were numerous concerns raised by the committee about the parking requirements. Now, generally, when you create a unit of housing, there's a 50% requirement to create some parking that goes along with the housing. What this new proposal is saying is that there is not going to be a requirement to build any parking. Now, it doesn't, city planning says correctly that it doesn't say that you're not allowed to have parking. They can still build a parking lot. They can still create a parking space, the developer. But as we saw in the same day, a developer proposal, we asked them, are you going to build parking with this large apartment building? They said, well, if we have a choice, the choice is going to be no. So when there's a choice to build parking or not have parking, the developer, 99 times out of 100, is going to not build parking, because you make more money when you have more units without parking and then forcing everybody out onto the street. Okay. The other thing I had concerns with is accessory dwelling units, or ADUs. Essentially what that would mean is, so long as your backyard is of a certain space and you have enough, spill back, enough area, you can put a 2-story, 800 square foot shed in the backyard where a family could live. Again, this would not be an affordable unit. This would not be a subsidized unit. And I tend to think it invites a lot of potential nuisance tenants or nuisance issues, or people renting out space where space should not be rented. And I think it has a potential to cause a lot of problems. Backup on sewers was mentioned, backing up on waters was mentioned. And then the last issue that was also brought up in the committee that I should mention is, a lot of times when we create the housing, particularly in CB12, a lot of that housing has ended up becoming shelters. And we didn't believe that the proposal has the proper protections to ensure that this new housing doesn't just kind of turn around a few months later and become shelters. In fact, some of the materials that accompany the City of Yes proposals indicated to me that they could, in fact, be turned into shelters quite easily if the housing was not utilized as housing, immediately. So for that reason, I'm urging this committee, the board rather, to adopt the committee's proposal or their recommendation, which was to vote no for the City of Yes. And I'd like to make a motion to such effect. Sure.
And I just want to mention that we will have the opportunity to submit recommendations, just like what we did with the economic opportunity. So, and we have until September to submit that. So we do want to have more conversations, but I just wanted to add that we will have the opportunity to submit our recommendations, such as maybe more housing that is for home ownership, right? Stuff like that. And so we will have the opportunity to share that by September. We have until September.
I second that. I second that.
We need a second on the floor.
I second that. Anthony Reeves.
We got 2 more seconds. Well, could we wait? We just make sure we have.
One of my main concerns was there was no plan put into place for overcrowded schools, possibly hospitals. What are we gonna do with the hike in crime possibly? Because remember, with more people comes more crime as well. There was no plan put into place. What about our schools? As he said about the parking, there was absolutely no concern about the parking as well. And as you know, our sewer system is not working well as it is. Can you imagine trying to sustain an apartment building with 5 floors?
I think the motion's been seconded, so we can take a vote. You would vote yes to accept the committee's report, to vote no on the City of Yes. So yes to vote no. Only one vote. Only one vote. Yes would adopt the committee's report, which was adopted in the committee 7-1. And the committee voted against the City of Yes. And again, if you have individual concerns, something you like about the proposal, something you don't like, we can submit that together to city planning. You can have other people join up with you within the committee or outside of the committee. They are encouraging feedback.
We just need to get our attendance sheet so that we can take the roll call. Does everybody understand the vote and the recommendation from the committee? Okay, we need 1 second for our attendance sheet. Right. So the first vote is to accept the committee report, and that we can do by unanimous. And then the second vote is the actual vote. Yes, it is two. One to accept the committee report, and we can do that unanimously.
So then do I need to restate the motion, or are we okay? We're good?
I think you should clarify. The
Okay,
first vote is to
just
accept
to
the-
clarify, there's going to be 2 votes. The first vote is going to be to accept the report of the Land Use Committee. The second vote is going to be to vote no on the City of Yes.
Okay, So we're going to take a unanimous vote. This is to accept the committee. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone not in favor? Any abstentions? Okay,
This is for the accepting of the report.
of the report. Okay, so all were in favor. Okay, now, Bobby, now move to your next part.
Okay, this next vote is to vote against the City of Yes for housing opportunities.
And explain it to them one more time. Thank you, Ursula.
Sure. As stated, the Land Use Committee met twice. We voted 7-1 against the City of Yes, not because we don't think we need affordable housing, but because we think the City of Yes for affordable housing will not result in affordable housing. And the reason why is because they've taken CB12, they've declared the entire CB12 essentially a transit-oriented development site, and they're going to allow knocking down single-family houses on a dozen or more streets within the community and building 5-story apartment buildings with no parking and ADUs in the backyard. I believe that is not good for the community, and I urge you all to vote no on the City of Yes. So this would be a no vote? No to yes. No. So we're voting against. So if you want to follow the committee, you'll vote no on the City of Yes.
Okay, so we're going to take a roll call.
What's before the committee, as I understand it, is the City of Yes. And if you like the City of Yes for housing opportunity, you can vote yes. If you think, like the committee thinks, that it's not going to result in affordable housing and that it's going to result in single-family houses being knocked down and 5-story apartment buildings with market rate rents, then you may be inclined to vote against it like I am.
Which is a no. Okay, ready?
On the mic, Patricia.
Problem is the organization is named yes, so that's where the confusion comes. So everybody needs to vote no if you don't want it. Is that what you're saying?
That's correct. That's correct. It was confusing for us in the Land Use Committee too.
Is everybody clear on what they're voting? Okay, so I can start?
Yes.
Judith Benitez. Carla Basati. Patricia Boswell. I'm not wearing my hearing aids tonight, folks. I'm sorry, so speak up. Michelle Bromfield Armstrong. No? All right. Desiree Campbell. I'm just gonna write no. Sadie Campbell. Joan Claude. Itonia Davis. You're supportive. Okay. I got you. No, I just want to be clear. Huh? You don't have to explain. So it's all right. Solene Dickinson.
No.
What's she think? No. Okay. Denise Echeverria. Okay. Alfredo Figueroa. Okay. Partika Fuentes. Yes. Okay. Johnny Goff. Not present. All right. Darren Grant. No. Okay. Sheila Gearson. Huh? Robert Hall.
No.
John Isaac. No. Theodore James. No. Okay. Robert Link.
No.
Thank you. Javid Malik. Yes. Okay. Mark Luke. Not present. Okay. Lucille Martin. Not present. Antoinette Mitchell. No. Clinton Mike. No. Okay. Carmen Ortiz. I saw her online. No? All right.
No. No.
Oh, I got you, Carmen. All right. Wayne Palmer. Okay. Reginald Paris, Pastor Paris. No. Ariel Peters? Okay. Anthony Reed?
No.
Okay. Dr. Sherry Samuel? Carl Stricker? Not present online? All right. Benga Tubier? No. Okay. Luke Savados, I know he called out. Deborah Torado? Damon Susan? Deborah Walker? And our chair, Beatrice Parnell? Okay. So you really want me to count it? The no's count. The no's take the day. Oh.
Okay, great. Thank you, guys. We're going to move on to the next item on the agenda, which is the executive committee report. And so there's nothing to vote on, just updates. As you know, we've all been waiting to hear back from our city council members about the discretionary funding that we've requested. We still don't have an answer. We're still waiting to hear back from Councilmember Riley and Councilmember Dinowitz. So their representatives that are here, just you can share that we're eagerly awaiting. I know that they're waiting for the budgets, wrap-up budgets, which are wrapping up at the end of this month. So hopefully we'll hear soon after. And then the committee met and, we were trying to condense our committees. We didn't have enough quorum, so we passed it on to our bylaws committee. They're going to be reviewing it. They took our recommendations and we'll be hearing back from them in September. We also discussed our board budgets and the process. And so this summer we will be circulating a district needs survey for you, the board members, to kind of fill out. Based on that, we're going to start setting up our priorities for the needs with this district, as we see fit. And that's all I have for my report. Moving on to economic development, we're going to pass it on to Alfredo, vice chair of that committee.
How are you guys? This is a little bit out of the norm. So the gentleman that spoke earlier regarding getting his liquor license renewed, I met with our committee in the room and Ursula. We chewed him up for being late, but we also got to be a little bit mindful that it's summer and liquor usually sells more in summer. So we had a recommendation that yes, to renew it, but if it was to happen again, it will not. He would definitely not get a renewal. So I'll make one of the committee members make a motion to accept it, and then it'll be up to the board to either say yes or no.
Make a motion. I make a motion to accept the,
Second.
to renew his liquor license.
Bobby Link, Robert Link.
Apologies. Easy Life Restaurant located at 1300 East 222nd Street is a renewal. It's not new. They've been here for a couple of years, so I know them from before. So it's Easy Life Restaurant located at 1300 East 222nd Street, and it's a renewal. The recommendation is to approve the renewal of his liquor license, to support the renewal of his liquor license. 1300 East 222nd Street.
Oh, is there anybody who wants to vote against it? Anybody who wants to vote against the liquor license renewal for Easy Life? Huh? All right. Well, no, it's just because we'll do unanimous consent. So all in favor?
Aye.
Any nays, abstentions, recusals? All right, cool. Unanimous consent.
Great. Now we're going to move on to the nominating committee report, and then we will do the elections.
My name is Robert Link. I'm the chair of the nominating committee. I want to thank the committee for their hard work. Sherry, Wayne, Alfredo, and Benga. It was actually a pretty pretty easy work because nobody came forward to challenge any of the existing members of the executive committee. So the nominating committee approved on a 3-0 vote to recommend the current slate of the executive board to be our executive board for the incoming year. And I'm going to ask for the general body's support to nominate the executive board, and I think we can do that on a voice vote. We'll do it in the same fashion. We'll do initially to accept the report.
So make a
3-0.
motion to accept the report.
We'll make a motion. I'll make a motion to accept the report.
So Reginald first, and who was the second? Who was the first? Okay,
I'm in the motion.
okay.
Beatrice, for the second vote, all the secretary has to pass one vote for the slate. And that, you don't need a whole vote for the whole.
Yes, Robert explained that. Thank you, Carl.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Now you're second.
We're gonna do unanimous consent.
Unanimous consent, yes.
Unanimous consent.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All against? Any recusals, abstentions? No, all right. This is just for accepting the report, right? Yes. All right, very good.
Okay, and the second vote would be to reappoint the current executive committee to lead us in the incoming year. And I would urge everyone to vote yes. Sure, I don't think I have it.
Have the
Get it.
secretary gets one vote.
No, we have to do a roll call, but that's it. We only have to do a roll call. That's correct.
You don't have to do a roll call. The secretary cast one vote for the slate because there was no opposition.
Yeah, but I understand that, Carl, but the nominating committee decided that there'd be a roll call vote to appoint the entire slate of current candidates.
And that's in violation of the bylaws, but that's okay.
It's not
Go
a
ahead.
violation of the bylaws. I reviewed the bylaws. We have the bylaws. The bylaws merely say that the executive nominating committee, creates a format to recommend a voting procedure. And we recommended a voting procedure that there would be a roll call vote to accept the current slate. And we thought that made sense, given the fact that there's no challenge.
Okay, Bobby, so you're gonna just go over the list?
Yeah, I'm
Who's in
I'm
office?
trying to pull up the list here. Yeah, if you have it. Just trying to put it on the phone. Okay, the current executive officers: Beatrice Cornell, Chairperson; Clinton Mike, First Vice Chair; John Isaac, Second Vice Chair; Judith Benitez, Correspondence Secretary; Michelle Broomfield Armstrong, Recording Secretary; Talene Dickerson, Treasurer. And again, the motion before this body is to reappoint the current slate of executive officers who are not being challenged.
All right, we'll go through the roll call. Judith Benitez. Carla Basati. Patricia Boswell. Aye. Yes. Michelle Broomfield Armstrong. Desiree Campbell. Yes. Sadie Campbell. Joan Claude. Atonia Davis. Colleen Dickerson.
Yes.
Okay. Denise Echeverria. Alfredo Figueroa. Yes. Artiga Fuentes. Yes. Johnny Goff. Present. Darren Grant. Sheila Grierson. Okay. Robert Hall. Yes. John Isaac. Yes. Theodore James. Yes. Robert Link.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Javed Malik. Yes. Mark Luke. Not present. Lucille Martin.
Yes,
Oh, Lucille Martin?
yes, I'm here, George.
Oh, you got to be on camera, Lucille.
Lucille, I really need you to return my phone call, please.
You on camera?
Can you see me? Yes.
All right, got you. You said yes, right?
Yes.
You got to be on camera when you vote. You got to be on camera the whole meeting.
Oh, okay, not a problem.
All right. Antoinette Michelle. All right. Wait, hold on. I got to count. All right, Clinton Mike. Carmen Ortiz.
I'm not in camera.
I know. For technical purposes, I won't count it anyway. Wayne Palmer. Reginald Paris. Ariel Peters. Anthony Reed.
Yes.
Okay, he's okay. Dr. Sherry Samuel. Present. Carl Stricker.
Not present.
Benga Subair. Luke. Luke Sabato. Deborah Torado. Damon Tootin. Deborah Walker. And our re-elected chair. Features. All right, there you go. All right. Congratulations.
Okay, and then the last thing that I wanted to address was the ad hoc bylaws committee. We will be continuing that committee. And with that, we close and just want to say that we are still taking part in the farmer's market at Gun Hill Road, East Gun Hill Road and White Plains. We really urge you all to participate, come and support. We will be getting a tablecloth community board 12, and we will be tabling there all summer and serving. We need your support. Even though we will take a break this summer, I did want to mention that I spoke with Chris Gonzalez from the Department of Social Services, and we will be having a conversation with him, a virtual meeting, July 11th, which is coming up at 6 p.m. You're all invited. Just please let me know if you're interested so that I can send you the calendar invite for that. It'll be a virtual meeting. Yes, Deborah?
I'd just like to share with the committee that I left some flyers out in reference to a community resource fair that will be taking place on Saturday, July 20th. I ask that this community board try to participate. It's an opportunity to reach out to our community and to our neighbors. So I look forward to hearing from a representative of this committee telling me that we'll be there.
Thank you all. So again, we're in recess. We won't be meeting for the month of July and August, but we're still working. Please, let's stay connected. We have a lot to cover. Hopefully we'll be hearing from our council members shortly, whether we got that discretionary funding, which means we have a lot of work to do this summer.
Yeah, I just want to just respond to Ms. Carmen Ortiz. So we had a Zoom meeting yesterday with the councilman and the land use people from the council, not from city planning, but from the council, and Ms. Ortiz was on it. So just to answer your question, Ms. Ortiz, it's not that they building a particular building anywhere. It's just that they're proposing different types of buildings to be built. So it's not like they already implemented that they're gonna build a building somewhere. So I think she was a little confused as to the whole proposal and stuff. So it's not that they're building a building, it's that they're proposing that you can build buildings in certain areas. So I told Ms. Ortiz that I will speak on that a little bit. On another note, National Night Out Against Violence is August 6th. Everyone, please come out. It's a beautiful thing. It's across the street from the 47 precinct. I think it's from 4 to 9 or 4 to 8. A lot of food, a lot of games. Pardon? August 6th, the first Tuesday, the first Tuesday. Thank you.
On August 24th, we will have a Gun Hill Family Day. We will have the street Holland Avenue between Gun Hill Road and Magenta Street. So please, if you're in the area, please come down. We're trying to unify the neighborhood. We got a shelter, we got everything. Funeral home, we got trauma services, and we got a church that's 100 years old with a New York City Housing Authority development. So figure that one out. Come on by, all right? Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you again, all. This energy is amazing. Please, let's continue it. Let's not lose momentum. We have come a long way as a board. It's great to see us all united. And enjoy your summer, and we will be in touch. And we will be closing out the meeting at 8:25.
Second.
Motion adjourned.
Rachel, you raised your hand?
Yes, I just wanted to let you know, I spoke to Nanette. Sorry, this is regarding your question from earlier.
Okay, can you speak a little louder?
Yes, so I spoke to Nanette from our team. She mentioned that she had been in contact with you and George as well. She will be following up with you tomorrow for more convenient. But yeah, she did mention that she had been in contact with you.
I'm sorry, but she hasn't about the conversation. The conversation was to have him come so that we can have a conversation about different issues affecting our district. So that's really what we're looking forward to.
Okay.
George, they sent you some resources? She said they sent you some resources.
I spoke to Nanette about the projects that they had raised. Luke spoke to one of those, which was the parks, and funding for the Parks Department of Shoelace Park, raising the playgrounds out of the floodplain. I forget, I think it was like $5 million that Congressman Torres was able to secure. But again, whatever we get, we share with the board. So unless there's something else specific, I don't know, but I did get a text this evening, so I will be following up with Nanette tomorrow.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, she just wanted
So
me
much. We
to-
look forward to having him join us so we can ask direct questions.
Of course, no problem. Thank you.
All right, everyone. We're closing out the meeting 8:27. Have a great summer.
All right, congratulations. Oh, thank you so much.
Stop the meeting.
Oh, end it.
Stop. Stop recording.
Hello? Remember, there's